Well, good morning again, church. It's certainly good to be with you this Monday morning, and I'm so excited every single week to have this time with you and to share with you, maybe encourage you through in the midst of this pandemic and other things that maybe you're going through with your family. But I've got some good news for you this morning. I have consulted with Matthew, and he and I have come up with a name for this particular time each week. We're going to call it Carry Your Cross. And there are a number of reasons why. Of course, the cross is part of Mount Calvary. Of course, every time we look at our logo, we see the cross, and we are called to carry our cross every single day as believers. But there's also another reason. I do not want to monopolize this particular time every week with just me. There might be a ministry that's coming up, or something that has taken place during a particular week or month that maybe you as a ministry leader or a Sunday school teacher or whatever, you would like to join me, and you can share concerning your ministry and whatever is coming up within your class or within your field of ministry. So there might be a time on Monday morning when I interview someone, maybe you. Maybe there's going to be another personality that comes in and sits beside me, and we kind of play off one another as we give announcements and other things that are coming down the pike a bit. So yes, we are all in this together. So this is going to be called Carry Your Cross. And I'm so excited, yes, to have Matthew and our other staff members beside me every week, supporting and encouraging not only me, but of course you. And I'm so thankful for Matthew and Lindsay and their input and trying to come up with a name. And now we've rested upon this one, and I am just incredibly excited. Of course, you know that this coming Sunday, August the 2nd, we're going to be back together again. Hallelujah. Yes, I enjoy preaching, and you've heard me say I'll preach to a stop sign, but I do enjoy preaching to people on Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, whenever, rather than an empty auditorium. So this Sunday, we will be meeting again for worship, and I know you're excited. I'm surely excited. And I need to announce to you again, as I did last Monday, that we're going to enter into worship differently. We're going to be doing some things differently as a worship team, yes, but we're also expecting you to do things differently as well. Britt Stewart, our chairman of deacons, has drafted up some things that I read to you last week. I'm going to reiterate those to you again. And of course, these have been approved by our deacons. It says, Good morning, church. In order for our church to continue to worship corporately, we must realize and abide by certain protocols when we return on August the 2nd. These guidelines are for the safety and the longevity of you and our church staff. So we as deacons respectfully ask for your willing cooperation in regards to the following assembly protocols. Number one, only specific entry and exit points to the worship area will be open. Number two, hand sanitizer and masks are available at the entry and the exit points, and we are highly emphasizing the use of masks. I know no one wants to wear them. They're hot and all of that. I understand that, but this is not for us. It's for others who want to come worship with us. And as I said last week, there are those that I've talked to over these last weeks that said, Lane, if our membership would just wear masks, my family and I will come, but we cannot come without wearing a mask, and others as well. So we're highly emphasizing the use of masks. Number three, family groups are asked to sit together at appropriate distances from one another. Number four, please, no physical contact with Pastor Lane or other pastoral staff or other church members. Number five, When you enter the worship area, please be seated and do not visit with other church members. Upon completion of service, please exit the building in an orderly fashion. Do not congregate and visit with each other. If this isn't done, we may have to start dismissing in sections. It is my hope that it doesn't come to this. Remember, the only way we will be able to continue to worship together in a corporate setting is to follow these basic guidelines. So, church, we're all in the same boat together. We are to respect one another, of course. We are to respect these guidelines and do everything that we can for the benefit of others. We've got to understand that it's not about us. It's all about who we're worshiping, God the Father, and it's about others' benefits as well. So I know that this time is still very discouraging. When you watch the news, you read the newspapers, magazines, or read different articles on the internet, you don't know what to believe, who to trust, or who to go to. But ultimately, we go to God the Father and we go to His Word. I am not immune as a pastor in regard to feeling discouragement, and there are things that affect me just like they affect you. And of course, over the last couple of weeks, we've not been able to be together. I don't like that. I want to be with you. But yes, we are still in the midst of this very serious pandemic, and we need to keep our eyes looking heavenward rather than just solely around us in a temporal setting. I was reminded as I was reading this morning in the book of James, chapter 1, he begins writing in verses 2, 3, 4, Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials. Notice that James says it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Every single one of us will go through trials. Every single one of us will go through testing. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So he says, when you go through trials, you as well as I, we all are to consider it with joy. What? Did I read that right? I most certainly did. James says, consider it all joy, my brethren. He's writing to other believers here. When you encounter various trials, knowing, not just thinking, not just surmising, maybe saying perhaps, he says no, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, or mature, lacking in nothing. So even in the midst of negative circumstances that you're going through, that I'm going through, that we're all going through, James says we are to embrace those negative moments, those questionable times, those trials, those tribulations with joy. Why? Because in the midst of the negative, God is allowing the positive to be birthed. He's causing us to realize more truth. He's allowing us the opportunity to embrace His presence in the midst of every single thing that we go through. And as we endure the negative, we understand to the fullest extent that God is for us. He's not against us. And as we understand that truth, we become perfect or complete. A better word would be mature. We're called to become mature in our faith every single day. You've heard me say before, I'm closer to God today than I was yesterday. But I plan on being closer to God tomorrow than I am right now. So it is a natural progression that we mature. God is using these things around us, this pandemic even, for our benefit. So hang tough, continue to put one foot in front of the other, and continue to carry your cross as a believer. God bless you. We're here if you need us. We will always be praying for you and interceding on your behalf. And we so look forward to the days ahead, especially this Sunday as we worship together. Your pastor loves you, Mount Calvary. God bless you.